Namaste students. In the previous class we studied different derivatives of inverse trigonometric functions, okay, and you should know the derivatives of that 6 inverse trigonometric functions, okay. We have to remember that and we have to use that to solve other inverse trigonometric functions, okay, derivatives of other inverse trigonometric functions, okay. So now once again recall the derivatives of inverse trigonometric functions, okay, that is derivative of sine inverse x equal to with respect to x is 1 by root of 1 minus x square. Derivative of cos inverse x is minus 1 by root 1 minus x square. Derivative of tan inverse x is 1 by 1 plus x square. Derivative of cosec inverse x is minus 1 by x into root of x square minus 1. Derivative of secant inverse x is 1 by x into root of x square minus 1, and derivative of cot inverse x is minus 1 by 1 plus x square, okay. So remembering these derivatives, now we solve some more problems, okay. That is, we have to find the derivatives of some more functions, okay. Now you take first problem, that is y equal to, the question is same, find the derivatives of the following functions, okay. So cos inverse of 1 minus x square divided by 1 plus x square comma 0 less than x less than 1, okay. So the thing is, you have to remember the trigonometric formula which we studied in first PUC, okay, and also some simplification we studied in the chapter inverse trigonometric functions, okay. So here what you have to do, give a substitution as x equal to tan theta, okay. So here put x is equal to tan theta. Once you give a substitution, also you have to take the reverse, that is theta equal to tan inverse x, because always we are taking the function in terms of x, okay. So here this function becomes y equal to cos inverse of 1 minus tan square theta divided by 1 plus tan square theta, okay. 1 minus tan square theta by 1 plus tan square theta, and we know that this is nothing but cos 2 theta, okay. So cos inverse of cos 2 theta, and here the condition is already given, 0 less than x less than 1. So here cos inverse of cos, that is equal to 2 theta. Because here cos inverse of cos 2 theta, that equal to 2 theta, but you have to write theta in terms of x only. So theta equal to tan inverse of x, okay. So y equal to 2 tan inverse x. Now you differentiate this with respect to x, so dy by dx is equal to 2 into tan inverse of x. Derivative of tan inverse x is 1 by 1 plus x square. So this is equal to 2 by 1 plus x square, okay. Because you have x is greater than 0 less than 1, tan theta is greater than 0 less than 1. So implies what? Theta is greater than 0 less than pi by 4, okay. So 2 theta is greater than 0 less than pi by 2. So we have this because you know that cos, to apply the property here, cos inverse of cos of 2 theta is 2 theta. To apply the property, 2 theta should lie in the interval 0 to pi, okay. So this holds, so you can directly, okay. But actually all these you applied in inverse trigonometric functions, okay. Now we mechanically solve the problem. That means without considering the condition, it holds, okay, it holds, assuming that we take the derivative. If it does not hold, then only you can say that this cannot be simplified, so derivative does not exist, okay. So next problem, y equal to sine inverse of 1 minus x square by 1 plus x square, 0 less than x less than 1, okay. So here also substitution x is equal to tan theta. That implies theta equal to tan inverse of x. Okay, x is equal to tan theta implies theta equal to tan inverse of x. So y equal to sin inverse of 1 minus tan square theta divided by 1 plus tan square theta. Okay, so as we know, 1 minus tan square theta by 1 plus tan square theta, that is nothing but cos 2 theta. Okay, so sin inverse of cos 2 theta. We studied in first PUC that cos theta can be written as sin pi by 2 minus 2 theta. Okay, so here this becomes sin inverse of sin pi by 2 minus 2 theta. Okay, so sin inverse of sine, applying the definition of inverse trigonometric function, here you are getting pi by 2 minus 2 theta. So reverse substitution, pi by 2 minus 2 tan inverse x, this is y. Okay, y equal to pi by 2 minus 2 tan inverse x. Therefore dy by dx, okay, derivative of pi by 2, it is a constant. So derivative of a constant is 0 minus 2 into derivative of tan inverse x, that is 1 plus x square. So you are getting here minus 2 by 1 plus x square. Okay, minus 2 by 1 plus x square. So this is how we take the derivative of sin inverse of 1 minus x square by 1 plus x square. Next function we take, that is y equal to cos inverse of 2 tan x by 1 plus x, 2x divided by 1 plus x square minus 1 less than x less than 1. Okay, y equal to cos inverse of 2x by 1 plus x square. So here put x is equal to tan theta, implies theta equal to tan inverse of x. Okay, so here we get y equal to cos inverse of 2 tan theta divided by 1 plus tan square theta. Okay, as we know, 2 tan theta by 1 plus tan square theta, that is nothing but sin 2 theta. So this becomes cos inverse of sin 2 theta. So equal to cos inverse of sin 2 theta can be written as cos pi by 2 minus 2 theta. So cos inverse of cos, that equal to pi by 2 minus 2 theta. So equal to pi by 2 minus 2 tan inverse x. Okay, so y equal to this much. Therefore dy by dx is equal to derivative of pi by 2, that's equal to 0, minus 2 constant, keep as it is, derivative of tan inverse x is 1 by 1 plus x square. Okay, so you are getting here dy by dx is equal to minus 2 by 1 plus x square. Okay, so dy by dx equal to minus 2 by 1 plus x square, that is the derivative of tan inverse x. So we got here y equal to cos inverse 2x by 1 plus x square. So the derivative is minus 2 by 1 plus x square. Okay, so next one, y equal to sin inverse of 2x into square root of 1 minus x square, where x is greater than or equal to minus 1 by root 2. Okay, the condition is x is greater than, okay, here differentiation, so x is greater than minus 1 by 2 root 2 less than 1 by root 2. Okay, So see, here root of 1 minus x square, okay. 1 minus x square means the substitution is either sin theta or cos theta, okay, because we have 1 minus. When we are applying the fundamental relation, to apply 1 minus, here we take 1 minus x square, so put x is equal to sin theta. You can give cos theta also, put x is equal to sin theta. That implies theta equal to sin inverse of x. So y equal to sin inverse of 2 sin theta into root of 1 minus sin square theta. Okay. So sin inverse of 2 sin theta, root of 1 minus sin square theta, that is nothing but cos square theta. Okay. So square root and square cancel. You are getting there cos theta. So this becomes sin inverse of 2 sin theta into cos theta. 2 sin theta into cos theta, that is nothing but sin 2 theta. So sin inverse of sin 2 theta, and that equal to 2 theta. Okay. So we got y equal to 2 theta. So y is equal to 2 sin inverse of x, because x equal to sin theta, then theta becomes sin inverse x. Now differentiate. dy by dx is equal to 2 into derivative of sin inverse x. What is the derivative of sin inverse x? That is 1 by root of 1 minus x square. So we get 2 by root of 1 minus x square. Okay. So this is how we get the derivative of the function y equal to sin inverse of 2x into root of 1 minus x square. Okay. The next one. Okay, we have to consider now the next problem, that is y equal to, okay, y equal to secant inverse of 1 by 2x square minus 1, comma 0 less than x less than 1 by root 2. Okay, secant inverse of 1 by 2x square minus 1, comma 0 less than x less than 1 by root 2. So here, see 1 by 2x square minus 1, 2x square minus 1. So in first PUC, we studied that 2 cos square theta minus 1, that is equal to cos 2 theta. Okay, 2 cos square theta minus 1, that equal to cos 2 theta. So here you give a substitution, x is equal to cos theta, implies theta equal to cos inverse x. Okay. So put x is equal to cos theta, that implies theta equal to cos inverse x. So y equal to secant inverse of 1 by 2 cos square theta minus 1. That is secant inverse of 1 by 2 cos square theta minus 1, that is nothing but cos 2 theta. So 1 by cos 2 theta, that is secant inverse of secant 2 theta. So secant inverse of sec, that becomes 2 theta equal to 2 cos inverse of x. So we got y equal to 2 cos inverse of x. Therefore, dy by dx is equal to 2 into derivative of cos inverse x is minus 1 by root of 1 minus x square. So this is minus 2 by square root of 1 minus x square. Okay. So this is how we get the derivative of secant inverse of 1 by 2x square minus 1. Okay. Next one. cos cos inverse of sin x. Okay, cos inverse of sin x. We know that sin x can be written as cos pi by 2 minus x. Okay, so this is cos inverse of cos pi by 2 minus x. That is nothing but pi by 2 minus x. Y is pi by 2 minus x. Therefore, dy by dx is derivative of pi by 2, constant here. So, the derivative is 0 and derivative of x is 1. So, you got here minus 1. Okay. Next one. These are all simple problems. Okay. So, y equal to tan inverse of sin x by 1 plus cos x. Next one. Tan inverse of sin x by 1 plus cos x. So, here the simplification, substitution is not possible here because already the function is in terms of trigonometric function, okay, inside that inverse, okay, sin x by 1 plus cos x. So, here you have to do some simplification, okay. This type of a problem you already solved in inverse trigonometric function chapter. Once again we recall that, okay, sin x, we studied the submultiple angle formula, that is, suppose you have sin 2x, that is 2 sin x into cos x, correct? Sin 2x is 2 sin x cos x. So, sin x, that is 2 sin x by 2 into cos x by 2. So, similarly, when you consider cos 2x, we have different formula for cos 2x and one of the formula is 2 cos square x minus 1. So, 2 cos square x can be written as 1 plus cos 2x, okay, 1 plus cos 2x. Here, suppose you need 1 plus cos x, instead of 2x, if you take x, so half, that half of this angle, so this becomes 2 cos square x by 2. So, what we get here, this becomes tan inverse of 2 sin x by 2 into cos x by 2 divided by 2 cos square x by 2. So, 2 and 2 cancels, cos x by 2 here, cos square x by 2, 1 cancel here. So, here we get tan inverse of sin x by 2 divided by cos x by 2. Okay, tan inverse of sin x by 2 divided by cos x by 2, that equal to tan inverse of tan x by 2. Sin by cos is tan. So, tan inverse of tan x by 2, that equal to x by 2, okay. Therefore, this is y, okay. Simplification, dy by dx is nothing but half is constant here, 1 by 2 constant and derivative of x, that is 1. So, you are getting here half. Derivative of x by 2, that is equal to half. Okay, next problem. Okay. Y equal to cot inverse of square root of 1 minus sin x plus square root of 1 plus sin x divided by square root of 1 minus sin x here 1 plus sin x minus 1 minus sin x, 0 less than x less than pi by 2. Okay, square cot inverse of root of, here also instead of this here we take plus, here minus, okay, root of 1 plus sin x plus root of 1 minus sin x divided by root of 1 plus sin x minus root of 1 minus sin x, okay. You have to find now the derivative of this function where 0 less than x less than pi by 2. So, simplification, cot inverse 1, this 1 can be written as cos square x by 2 plus sine square x by 2, because all of we know that, okay, 1 equal to sine square x plus cos square x, where x is any angle you can consider. So here cos square x by 2 plus sine square x by 2 plus sine x. In the previous problem there we have sine x is equal to 2 sine x by 2 into cos x by 2. 2 sine x by 2 into cos x by 2 plus, similarly here this is cos square x by 2 plus sine square x by 2 minus 2 sine x by 2 into cos x by 2. Okay, so divided by here 1, that is cos square x by 2 plus sine square x by 2 plus 2 sine x by 2 into cos x by 2 minus, okay, root 1 minus sine x, that is also cos square x by 2 plus sine square x by 2 minus 2 sine x by 2 into cos x by 2. Okay, so this is of the form. Now this is nothing but a square plus b square plus 2ab, that is nothing but a plus b whole square. So this becomes cos x by 2 plus sine x by 2 whole square plus cos x by 2 minus sine x by 2 whole square, because here a square plus b square minus 2ab, that is a minus b whole square, divided by here cos x by 2 plus sine x by 2 whole square minus square root of cos x by 2 minus sine x by 2 whole square. Now square root and the square cancel, so you are getting so that is equal to cot inverse of cos x by 2 plus sine x by 2 plus cos x by 2 minus sine x by 2 divided by cos x by 2 plus sine x by 2 minus cos x by 2. Here minus minus becomes plus sine x by 2. This and this cancel. Here cos x by 2 minus cos x by 2 cancels. So cot inverse, that is cos plus cos, that is 2 cos x by 2. Here sine plus sine, that is 2 sine x by 2. 2 and 2 cancels. So cot inverse of cot x by 2, that is x by 2. Cot inverse cot x by 2, that is equal to x by 2, because x always lies between 0 to pi by 4, pi by 2. Okay, so this is y. So dy by dx equal to half constant, derivative of x is 1, that is equal to half. Okay, so this is how we solve this particular. Okay, so once a function is given, you have to do the simplification properly. Okay, that is by using the formula which we studied already. Okay, so using the formula we simplify this function and you have to get this one, then derivative. Okay, so always inverse trigonometric functions, if you have to try to do simplification. Direct differentiation, we have a formula directly, but First differentiation and after simplification is difficult, okay, in this type of problems. So first you have to simplify the things and then you have to differentiate the given function, okay. So you have to reduce the this function into a standard form, okay, standard form, then you have to differentiate, okay. So next one, y equal to sine inverse x root x, where 0 less than or equal to x less than 1. So the function sine inverse of x root x, further simplification is not possible here, okay. So direct the formula, that is dy by dx, suppose you have sine inverse of x, then dy by dx is 1 by root of 1 minus x square, clear? But here x root x, so for simplification you can write this as x into x to the power half. Root x means it is x to the power half, so that is sine inverse of x to the power 3 by 2, theory of indices. So x to the power 1 into x to the power half, so you have to take x to the power 1 plus half, 1 plus half, that is 2 plus 1, okay, you get 3 by 2, 2 plus 1 by 2, that is 3 by 2. So sine inverse of x to the power 3 by 2. So dy by dx is equal to 1 by root of 1 minus x square. In the place of x you have now x to the power 3 by 2. So x to the power 3 by 2 whole square, okay. Then x to the power 3 by 2, that is 3 by 2 x to the power 3 by 2 minus 1, okay, chain rule here. Sine inverse of x to the power 3 by 2, that is 1 by square root of 1 minus x to the power 3 by 2 whole square into 3 by 2 x to the power 3 by 2 minus 1. So this is 1 by, here 2 and 2 cancel, so square root of 1 minus x cube into 3 by 2 x to the power 3 by 2 minus 1. Taking LCM here, 2 is a LCM, so 3 minus 2, that is 1. 1 by 2, okay. So this equal to 3 by 2 root x by root of 1 minus x cube, or you can write this as 3 by 2 root of x by 1 minus x cube, okay. 3 by 2 root of x by 1 minus x cube, okay. So this is how we get the derivative of such function, okay. So directly we simplify here. And last problem here, y equal to cos inverse x by 2 divided by root of 2x plus 7, where x is greater than minus 2, less than 2, okay. X is greater than minus 2, less than 2, okay. So here simplification is not possible, so directly differentiate. Quotient of two functions we have, so we have to apply now quotient rule, okay. So dy by dx, we directly apply the quotient rule, that is in the denominator we get denominator square, and in the numerator denominator into derivative of the numerator. Derivative of the numerator means that is cos inverse x by 2, derivative of cos inverse, that is 1 by minus 1 by square root of 1 minus x by 2 whole square. Then x by 2, derivative of x by 2, that is half, because half is constant and derivative of x is 1, minus cos inverse x by 2 as it is, derivative of root 2x plus 7. Root, when you have root means, root x means that is x to the power half. Derivative of x to the power half is half x to the power minus half, that is 1 by 2 root x, 2x plus 7. Then this 2x plus 7, derivative of 2x plus 7, that is 2 into 1 plus 0. Okay, derivative of x is 1 and derivative of 7 is 0. Okay, so what you get here now, this is equal to minus 1 by minus 1 here in root 2x plus 7 divided by 2 into root of 1 minus x square by 4. X by 2 whole square, that is 1 minus x square by 4. The differentiation is over. Now the thing is simplification. Only simplification is needed. That means we have to try to make in the neat form. To write this in the neat form. Little bit. Whatever possible, we write that much only. Okay. So, minus here cos inverse of x by 2 into 2. Divided by 2 root of 2x plus 7, that divided by square and square root cancel. So you are getting here 2x plus 7. Okay. So this is how we write the next step. Then this 2 and this 2 cancels. So here you just take the LCM, that is here 2 into root of 1 minus x square by 4. You can write this as 4 minus x square by 4. Okay, this root of 1 minus x square by 4, that is 4 minus x square by 4 into root 2x plus 7. This is the LCM. So here minus root 2x plus 7 into root 2x plus 7. So whole square, that becomes square, minus here 2 into cos inverse of x by 2, this 2, okay, this multiplication here. So that is root of 4 minus x square by 4. So now in the denominator you have 2x plus 7, okay, in the denominator we have 2x plus 7. So what we have, square root and square cancels here. Next step, what we get? Okay, there you get minus 2x plus 7. Okay, then minus 2 cos inverse of x by 2 into root of 4 minus x square. Denominator we have root 4 and that becomes 2. Divided by here, this is 2 into root 4 minus x square by 2. Here this is root 2x plus 7. And this is one term, the total in the numerator, and this is in the denominator. So 2x plus 7 by 1, that becomes, here you get 2x plus 7, that because that becomes 1 by 2x plus 7. So now 2 and 2 cancels, here 2 and 2 cancels. So you are getting here minus of 2x plus 7 minus 2 cos inverse, sorry, you can't cancel this, 2 and 2, this you have to cancel, 2 and 2, cos inverse of x by 2, this is the angle, so you can't cancel. So 2 cos inverse of x by 2 into root of 4 minus x square. This 2 cancels, okay, 2 and 2 cancels. So cos inverse of x by 2 into root of 4 minus x square. Now here this becomes root of 4 minus x square, root into this one term. So 2x plus 7 to the power 3 by 2. This is the answer. Okay. So derivative, little bit in the neat form you are writing. Okay. So this is about the derivatives of inverse trigonometric functions. Okay. So the thing is, you have to first remember the derivatives of all 6 trigonometric functions, and then we use that to find the derivatives of different inverse trigonometric functions. Okay, so some problems we use the substitution. Okay, in the sum functions we simplify that and then find the derivatives. Okay, so this is about the derivatives of inverse trigonometric functions. Okay, now we move to the next topic. Okay, so until now we studied the different class of functions. Okay, so already in the first PUC, we started in first PUC, correct? So we studied the different functions, different class of functions, or in your that lower classes you studied some function, that is a mainly we studied polynomial functions, and also you studied little bit about the trigonometric functions. Okay, so in first PUC we studied some more functions, okay, in detail. Signum function, greatest integer function, modulus function, so many functions we studied. And now we studied inverse trigonometric functions also. Okay, so these are all different class of functions, and also we studied the some behavior of that particular functions. Okay, about the continuity, about the differentiability, all these things we studied. Okay, so now for our class of function we have to add some more functions. Okay, oftenly we use that type of functions. Okay, but now you have to define what is that function and also some properties of that particular function and the thing, then we have to find the derivatives. Okay, because you are studying the chapter differentiability, so whatever you study the new things, okay, once you define that, then you go for derivatives. Okay, so now what is the new function we have to study? The function already we studied, only thing is we have to give a definition. Okay, in detail we have to study. Okay, suppose see, we always use that x square, x cube, etc. This type of a function. Okay, you call this as algebraic function or a polynomial sometimes, but here only single term we have. Okay, so algebraic function we call this here x square power, you have here 2, here we have 3. Similarly, suppose you have 2 to the power x, 3 to the power x, such type of a function you have to consider, and this function is called as exponential function. Okay, sorry, our function y equal to f of x, that is equal to b to the power x, where b is greater than 1. B is a real number such that b is a positive real number such that b is greater than 1. Then such function is called as a exponential function. Okay, so this type of a function is called as a exponential function. When you are considering the exponential function, it always satisfies some conditions or there is some properties for this particular exponential function. See, b to the power x. So whenever we define a function, we have to consider the domain and range of this particular function. Okay, what about the domain of this particular function? Domain means here for what values of x this particular function is defined. Okay, because this function is of the form b to the power x, where b is greater than 1, where b is greater than 1 and it is a positive real number. Okay, so here sorry, b to the power x, if you have, for what values of this function is defined, here we can take x any real number. You can take x as -1, -2 or -2 by 3, 3 by 2. Okay, any real number you can take. This particular function is defined. Okay, b to the power x is defined for all real numbers. Therefore, you get the domain of this particular function, that is R. What about the range of this particular function? Okay, range you have to find, that is for this, if x is taken as a real number, any real number, then what you are getting? F of x. Okay, what values for b to the power x? See, because while solving this type of a exponential function, you know the power, that 2 to the power x, x may be a negative, 0 or a positive, any number. This number is always positive, okay? That is b to the power x is always positive. You are getting any number. See, for example, if you take 2 to the power minus 1, that is 1 by 2, that is positive because it is 0.5. If you take 2 to the power 0, we have that is equal to 1. 2 to the power 0 is equal to 1. So, any number you are getting, it may be a negative, x may be a negative, but this number is always positive. So, the range of this number is, range of this function is positive real numbers, okay? The set of all positive real numbers. So, this is about the domain and range, okay? So, whenever you take x equal to 0, the exponential function becomes 1, okay? So, if you consider the graph of this particular function, 0, 1 is always in the graph of 0, 1 is always present in the graph of this particular function, okay? So, these are all some properties of this exponential function. So, we commonly use a exponential function to the base 10, that is 10 to the power x, okay? Sometimes we use this, and this type of a exponential function is called as a common exponential function, okay? And you have a number, okay, that is somewhat 2.178. This number is denoted as e. And if you consider this particular base e, that is natural exponential function. E to the power x is natural exponential function, okay? So, this is about the exponential function, and we have to take I have to give the graph of this particular function, which we take in the next class, okay? So, we will stop here. First you remember that inverse trigonometric functions, okay, you try to solve all that problems, okay, that derivatives of inverse trigonometric function, that is one important concept in differentiation. So, you find that you solve the different problems in that, and then we study this new functions. Once you study new function, one is this exponential function, okay? So, this is one important function, and you have to take some properties of this exponential function and then derivative of this exponential function, okay? And then also we have to study one more function which we study in next class, okay? Thank you, students.